At the beginning, everything was white. And then, in God's deepest dream, there was a spark of fertility. Pachamama was birthed in time and space. And the earth school, our home, was created. And the fertility goddess Pachamama opened her arms for our place to learn our lessons.
Hey, hey!
Welcome, Spiritual Mag. Well, this is a representation of heaven, fifth dimension. You can look at these angels and these clouds at the little castles, and the vision in your eyes, the electrical activity that goes on up to your brain and to your mind, wherever that is, to your non-local consciousness that you're aware of, creates a thought form that resonates. So you have a frequency of this little guy right here going up into your eye, up into your brain, an electrical stimuli with the colors. And you're focusing on it with your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love for that little guy right there. There's a lady. Here's another lady. Here's a guy. Oh, look at this guy. He's big. There's a baby. So what you used was your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love on the other side, in heaven. Now, if you go to the hospital and I go to radiology and I say to the physician, I would like a X-ray and sonogram of this person's willpower, an X-ray and a sonogram of their unconditional love and their ability to focus. Well, there's no device that's going to measure something in time and space. Now, you have willpower. You know you got willpower, and you know you have the ability to focus because you're doing it right now. And you know you resonate and can resonate with unconditional love, the frequency of unconditional love. So you're timeless. And inside you now, inside your heart chakra, where you're using your willpower ability to focus on unconditional love, the home is in heaven. That's where your connection to your heart chakra goes to. It's like a spiritual umbilical cord that goes to the fifth dimension, your fifth dimension, where you're comfortable, where you don't have thought forms of heaven. Okay. Now, if you have to have wings on your angels will put on wings. But in general, angels don't have wings. Actually, angels don't have bodies. Now, if they need to have a body, they can make a body and use a body, but they're just using the body to do something in time and space in our dimension of density, the physicality density of 3D. So your guardian angel and different angels, there's all different kinds of angels, are on the other side resonating at a higher frequency that you don't perceive. It's a higher resonance that you do not perceive. Okay? Yeah. Now, when you get over there, you'd be like, yeah. But from where you are here on the planet, live in the physical suit of flesh, your willpower, your ability to focus in unconditional love are inside your body now. And when you die, your body's going to turn to dust. Hello, goodbye. But your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love continue outside your body, without a body. Your ability to focus doesn't stop. Your limitless, unconditional love doesn't stop. Your willpower is just like it is now, exactly like it is now. In some ways, you're not really any smarter. And for a good percentage of people, they're quite confused when they pass on, like, what's going on? I can share that scientific evidence of individuals who report a near-death experience, over 96% have no fear of death. They lose fear of death. That's pretty cool, you know. So this is where your willpower, your ability to focus, your unconditional love are used now to help you move forwards with some spiritual tests. You know, people have received inoculations and they may have anxieties because of thought forms that have been out there, whether they affect them or not. Causes anxiety, can cause anxiety. Also, if you're an American, you use American money, there's, you know, questionable things happening around the planet. BRICS disinvited France to their meeting. They said it's not appropriate. Also, the economy for the general middle ground person is, depending on your geographic location, can be crumbling or booming. So commercial real estate, large cities, Detroit, Chicago, San Francisco, LA. Commercial space is, I think 30% is not very good if you have that much vacancy. And I think it's like 60% vacancy or something like that. And the reason most of those people who are left are stuck on their lease and they can't get out of their lease. And in conclusion on that general irritant to social consciousness, the political events that are going on may not be conducive to a healing of the United States. So, Earth is a school. That's why we're going through this stuff right now. That's why the media is doing what it's doing, healthcare is doing what it's doing, deep state's doing what it's doing. It's a school. And everybody is probably struggling with some type of greed for control. I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying probably everybody is in some way struggling with some level of greed for control. And greed for control doesn't really work. It's insatiable, actually. And you got a rowboat, you want a boat with a motor. You want a boat with a motor, you want a bigger boat. You want a bigger boat, you want a yacht. You want a yacht, you want a bigger yacht. So it's kind of the nature of the beast of humanity, is to desire greed for control. You know, on some level, it's like more and more and more. However, when the individual recognizes that your willpower, ability to focus on unconditional love continue, and that you incarnated to learn more compassion, to learn more patience, 2 lessons that are difficult to learn from the other side in heaven. And you learn not to judge other people. You can't judge their actions. And lastly, you can't judge yourself even. You can judge your own actions, but your own self, you can't judge until you pass on and get to the other side, and you will see it's in your chart. That's what you wanted. Actually, it's what you demanded. The contract for you to learn more patience and compassion. So that when your willpower, ability, focus, and unconditional love goes to heaven, like the thought form behind you here, whatever it's like, goes there, it goes to a higher resonance, a higher frequency of unconditional love, and you're comfortable with it. We were talking about the energy that manifests the universe.
That it is legal to require COVID-19 vaccines. We all want our lives to get back to normal.
Surge. 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 I wonder what the answer will be.
When you're a good healer, it's not about you, it's about the patient, and it's about humility and just being to yourself, a bridge. These people are calm and they do not tell you about their life or who they're in contact with and blah blah blah. You know, it's about you. So they will facilitate your activation.
There's somebody right there.
At that moment, our clock began to tick.
Manifests 100 billion neurons inside your head between your ears and trillions of connections between your ears. It's the most complicated thing in the universe. It's this little in between your ears. It's because you have the willpower, ability, focus, and unconditional love, and you have those things. You've always had those things. You use those things to incarnate. And you have those things because dun, 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 you are a spark of the divine. You are a god. You are a goddess. You have the willpower. Nothing else has got willpower like you do. The ability to focus in unconditional love. You are made in Mother God's image, or you are made in Father God's image, which makes you really special. So, addressing what's happening in society right now is not going to work in terms of making things better, because the thought forms that you're experiencing are determined by what you perceive and what thought forms you are comfortable with. So when you understand that inside you now, inside your heart, right inside your heart chakra, is a spiritual umbilical cord with Divine Mother. I'm not saying Divine Father, I'm saying Divine Mother, because she's kind of a spiritual control freak. And you actually ask her for help and use your guardian angel, things get a lot better in your perception of the lessons that are coming down on people. The lessons don't go away. It's that you learn your lessons with the least amount of pain, because you're going in and focusing on your inner heart chakra and appreciating, know thyself, knowing that you are in fact a spark of the divine. And when you connect, that's the core to make everything better on the outside of you. The rest of everything can be, you know, but if inside you now, you can connect to your divine umbilical cord with your willpower, ability to focus on unconditional love. So that means is you have to kind of focus on that and not focus on stuff on the outside that's going around. And when you focus on that, the way to do it, loved one, is you inhale white light, visualize going in your nose, feel the air going in your nose or on the outside edges. And then any negativity, ill feelings that you might have or had or will have, visualize as so much smoke and ash be blown out, exhaled out your mouth. You got white light going in your nose, smoke and ash blowing out. And as you do that, you're relaxing everything from the bottom of your feet up to your ankles, thighs, calves, up over to your trunk of your body, your shoulders, your neck, your scalp, everything, your ears, eyelids, everything. Okay. And what happens is the angels on the other side and the spirit guides who are hanging out just waiting to help you. Well, really, there's a bunch that just want to help you, especially now. Will help you connect with that umbilical cord. And when you're focusing on the air and air going out, the white light going in, the air going out, dark smoke, you're focusing on your breathing. And you've been breathing your whole life and you don't focus on your breathing. You don't. You've been breathing all day, before, yesterday, every day. If you breathe in tomorrow, you never stop and focus on your breathing. But when you focus on your breathing, hello, you really take your brain, say to your brain, okay, mind, the big mama, mind, can help me connect with my brain so that I can connect with the cells of my body, so that the billions of connections in each little piece of a cell of what's going on inside of me, it's about 80% water. So you get a whole bunch of organized water walking around, sitting up, typing on a keyboard, looking at a, talking on a mic. Hello, water has memory. It's kind of weird. Oftentimes people don't think of it in terms of, if you look at the stars and planets in the sky at night and you go, wow, let's go, so far out there, whatever. Look at them. And you really try to realize the distances and the sizes. It's like you can spend a lot of time just thinking about it and looking, and especially in the beautiful sky. That relatively, the subatomic particles that are orbiting around, making your body, making your eyes, making what's going on, these little subatomic particles relatively are further apart than the stars and planets. Okay. Stars and planets are really far apart, but they're pretty big. These subatomic particles are really small. So small compared to each other relatively, they're further apart than the stars and planets. So what's going on is, when someone projects a thought, when you receive a thought, a wave is created, like a morphic resonance, a thought form, especially if it's charged with energy. Unconditional love's a good one. Mothers can do big prayers. Fathers can too, but mothers are the best. Well, so in the subspace, there's a lot of time for these frequencies to keep going. All right, well, I'm going to call it quits. All right. So use your willpower, your ability to focus on your unconditional love. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Spiritual Mac.